Name, age, and relationship to the interviewer.
My first and last, or just my first? Steve Trimper. Age, 61. Relationship to Rory, my daughter's best friend.
2. Are you the first generation to be born in the U.S.? If not, do you know who is?
I am not, and I believe it was my grandpa Trimper.
Okay. What do you remember about John F. Kennedy's assassination on November 22nd, 1963? Many people have said hope in America died a little that day. Do you agree? And how did America change?
I was in the 4th grade, and I was at recess. We came in from recess, and our teacher told us that he'd been shot, and talked about it for a while. And then they let us out of school, and we got to go home. And then it was on the news for weeks after. That's all that was on TV was that. And what was the other question after that?
Do you agree? And how did America... Oh, many people have said hope in America died a little that day. Do you agree? And how did America change?
No, I don't think Americans aren't that way.
Okay. How about Vietnam War? Do you think America had lost trust in the federal government by the end of the war? And if so, has this trust ever been won back?
Some Americans did, yeah. We called them the hippies. They were against it. And but later on, I think it was good.
How do you think the world's perception of the United States changed on July 20th, 1969, when Americans put their first man on the moon?
You know, a lot of people thought that was staged. Didn't really believe that we actually went to the moon. But since then, we've been supposedly back there again a few times. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but so I guess it was real.
How do you think the world looked at the U.S. following Nixon's resignation on August 8, 1974, in response to the Watergate scandal?
You know, I can't even really comment on that. I don't know.
Okay. Oh. Do you remember when Iranian revolutionaries captured and held 52 American hostages for 444 days from November 4th, 1979 to January 20th, 1981? Did this event change how Americans saw themselves as participants in world affairs?
You know, it's funny. I don't even remember that. I don't.
Okay, next question. Do you remember when the Challenger space shuttle was destroyed on January 28th, 1986? Did the setback erode Americans' hope in themselves, or were the Americans ready to face the possibility of failure and searching for new dreams?
No, there was no failure because they built another one and went another space shuttle and blasted it up there too.
Okay. In what way do you think our nation changed on November 9th, 1989, when the Berlin Wall came down, effectively ending the Cold War?
I didn't see any change. The Cold War was basically over by then anyway. It was kind of like forgotten.
Okay. And what do you remember about September 11th, 2001, when the country experienced the terrorist attacks on the Pentagon and the World Trade Center? How was America changed by this?
I remember the day. I went to work. I was working at Morro Bay Power Plant. And I went to work, and my pipe fitter, the guy I work with, told me that the World Trade Center had been hit by a plane. They didn't know it was a terrorist attack at that time. And I don't know how much longer it was, but then the other one got hit. Then they realized, uh-oh. And they locked down the power plant and sent us out of there. And then security in America changed big time.
How would you define the American dream? What dreams do you still have for future Americans?
I don't know. Live well and prosper.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Thank you.